Okay. Hello, operators. Welcome to Midnight Operator. Excuse me. I'm Tobias, and I don't know about you guys, but I have been
Bored in
lately.
the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored and I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored and I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house. In the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored and I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored and I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Okay, guys, that was Knox with Bored in the House. Great track. Thank you for sharing it, Knox. There we go. And thank you, Stream, for joining in. This is Midnight Operator, episode 3, and we're off to a nice and interesting start. I'm gonna enjoy listening to the beginning here. Thank you so much. So let's take a moment to see who's in the stream. I saw some familiar faces. Sony Cultura, hola amigo. We had Peru in the house as well. Um, we have Matthew Thompson, Mr. 262. Yeah, the stream started with audio and video. You know, this is episode 3. You're all försökskaniner. I don't know what that like. I don't know the English word, but we're trying out stuff, and this is live. This is we're live from Teenage Engineering office, and currently there's only one other person here, so I'm solo operating this stream, but hopefully it's gonna be a smooth ride from here. Hello from India. Uh, a bit louder on the mic. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe here. And I can also talk closer. So who else is here? Sun Wu, Samplick Prost, Tech, Jason Waves, Shashank, Tito, El Shuffles, Studio Don Quixote, Anton, Moo Music. Thank you guys for joining in. Albin Khan, like for like. Okay, so episode 3 of this experimental ambition to communicate with you guys. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I think I want to have the chat window here so I can kind of look at you while I'm. So talk amongst yourselves. Let's see. But then it's going to be a delay. Okay, so there's so many things I need to figure out with this thing, but it's cool. Let's see. Okay, so episode 3, pocket operator focus. I'm sure we have a lot of pocket operator users in the stream. Or Cleveland, Berlin, Luxembourg, Minnesota, Jason. Thank you so much for joining in. Greetings from Slovakia, Amsterdam. Is it true that you guys have a Ferrari, Matthew Thompson? I'm not sure if we have it still. Ferrari, that was Jens, I think. Maybe you have it still, Jens. I'm not sure you're watching. But we used to have a few Lamborghinis, Ferrari, some other cars back in the old place, the original garage where we started 10 years ago. but that was a while ago, and we grew, so more people had to fit the the office, and so we got rid of the cars and put some more chairs instead. So I'm a bit delayed here because of some interesting happenings in the beginning. But so this time we're going to talk about pocket operators. Oh yeah, Jens, happy birthday! It's Jens' birthday today. So stream, say happy birthday to Jens. He's the one of the founding fathers, and also um, have had a big hand on the OP1 programming. He's one of our lead programmers. He'll be happy to see this. Okay, so another programmer when talking about pocket operators, somebody I've been a friend with for a long time, and someone who has, let's see, do this, start the show for real. There we go. When talking about pocket operators, it's of course Jonathan, who is our original programmer of the 10 series and so forth. But something with this, and Jonathan, I think he's ill right now. So all the best to you, Jonathan. Hope you're well. But another person that I wanted to talk to you, or talk to together with you, is Magnus Lidström. If you know the the tonic, and the cow effect, and the PO35 as well, then you know the work of Magnus Lidström. So something I want to do in this stream is to get live audience, or rather live participants. So I want you to get you in, but we're just testing with some invites first. So I'm gonna call Magnus up now over Skype and see if we can get this in the stream here.
Okay.
Hey Magnus, you want to let us see the video?
Yeah. Where is it now?
Yeah, exact.
Oh, there it is. Hold on.
There we go. Hey Magnus.
Okay.
Welcome to Midnight Operator, episode 3.
Thank you.
Let's see if you say something. Can chat? Can you hear him? Just say.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Ska vi se. Kan öka ljud på dig, Mange. Där. Okay, so this is Magnus Lidström. And can you hear me all right?
Yeah, very good.
Cool. I had some funny sound experiments in the start here, so I'm a bit okay.
No, I mean, I didn't see anything.
All right. Okay. Well,
You don't mention it,
yeah.
right?
No. Yeah. Okay. So Magnus, how are you?
I'm good. Good.
Cool.
These peculiar times.
Yeah.
But I'm well.
Mm.
I'm used to working from home, and it's a bit different with the kids and my wife at home. But otherwise, I'm doing fine.
Right. Cool. So the reason why I wanted to talk to you is you have had a big hand in teenage engineering development stuff, yeah, throughout the years. You started with the cow effect for the OP1,
Right.
but this episode here is pocket operator focus. So on the table here, I have a PO32, the tonic, which was programmed by you, right?
Right.
I think chat says hi to you. I think many
Chat?
people know about you already. Do you have the stream next to you or no?
Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, over there I see it on YouTube, so I can see the chat there. Okay. Thank you, Songwoo.
Yeah, there we go. You already got a question. What language are we using for the pocket operators?
C++.
Okay, you got it.
Wait,
Studio Don Quixote. So, can you tell us just briefly, for those who haven't heard much about you or don't know the story behind the pocket operators, how did everything come about?
How did it come about? As you said, we've known each other for a long time. The first thing I did was, I think you mentioned it too, the quo effect in the OP1. And that was one of my plugins that I have, a VST called Ecobode that I ported over to the OP1. And then, like a year or two later, you guys were showing me your ideas with the pocket operators, and we talked about porting. Actually, the first idea was to port another plugin that I have called BitSpeak, which is that is what ended up becoming Speak.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, you guys came by my office and you said, we need to have another drum machine. The drum machine is selling so well. We need to have another drum machine. Let's make a drum machine with your drum sounds.
So the PO12 was doing very well.
Right.
Yep.
So you wanted to have another drum machine. And at first, the idea was sort of just to bring in samples, like static sounds from my drum machine, Microtonic, into like the PO12, because it has samples in the ROM. But when I went home and I started fantasizing about it, I sort of really wanted to do something different. I wanted to have a machine that was. My idea with Microtonic has always been, there are no samples in Microtonic, right? So everything is like pure math. You make your drum sounds with sine tones and noise and that. And there's a certain life in that the noise isn't always exactly the same. Like with the old analog drum machines, they have a different kind of feeling, there's a life in them that you don't really get. I like samples too, but it's static. It's the same every time you play, you trigger a note. It's the same note. So I wanted that. If we were going to put Microtonic into a pocket operator, I wanted it to have like the same spirit. So I decided I had to port the audio engine, the full synthesizer, over to a pocket operator quite early on. But I don't think I really told you guys about that idea until I started.
Well, I mean, whatever you did, to me, it's amazing. So I've been a fan of Microtonic since before I knew you, and then to have that in a pocket-sized format is wonderful. So thank you so much for your beautiful work.
Thank you. It's been a dream for me too. That's why I wanted to do it.
Right. Because you've done a lot of software, but
yeah.
How much hardware have you done before?
Well, I could say nothing, although it's not entirely true, because my first project my first software that I released was, I started on that when I was still a teenager, and it was an alternative operating system for a Yamaha sampler, TX16W. And with that project, I sort of, I read all the schematics, I learned a lot about hardware, and it was very, very low level, everything. Those programming skills, it felt like I went back to those days when I was working on the pocket operators, because it's really low level and you have to use every CPU cycle. You have to push it to the limits in a different way. And it was fun. Very different from programming VSTs and audio-units. And before that, I also worked on propellers and Reason. I did a lidström synth there. And, it's a different way of programming. And I enjoy it. I like programming hardware. So.
Yeah, well, we enjoy it too. We had a question. What's who was it? Well, Magnus says, which is your favorite pocket operator?
Mm. I think the PO 137, the Rick and Morty one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're jumping the gun. I was gonna ask you for some some memories you've had, because you've done the tonic, and then you did the PO35, and that's a funny story to me. I think with where that originated from, the voice idea.
Of the PO35.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, so the story, to start from the beginning, when I developed Microtonic, I decided that I was going to release it myself. It was going to be released as shareware back in those days, early 2000. Beastie was still very new, and it was a bit of a gamble for me to go from working at Propellerheads, working with them, to go into plugins. And I just decided I wanted to make some really cheap shareware that people could just copy and download. And then eventually I ended up spending so much time on it that I decided that I was going to try to actually make a living of it and earn some money from it. So I decided it was going to be shareware and that you had a trial period. And during that trial period, I wanted Microtonic to, every once in a while, it would interrupt you and remind you that you should buy. If you use this, you should buy it. And I didn't want to use my own voice because I didn't, that was not in the spirit of the product. I wanted to have a synthetic voice because it's a drum synth. It should speak for itself. It shouldn't be my voice. So I designed an algorithm that was inspired by the Speak and Spell toy that I had when I was young. And it basically it's a process where you take a voice recording and you break it down into various synth components like pitch, volume, and formants. I think it took that code from some open source telephone application or something.
That's how I usually explain it. I say, well, we use old phone technology to analyze. That's my non-engineer way of communicating your black magic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this came from the Bell Laboratories in the 60s or something, and it was used probably like in the already back in the late 60s, 70s in military equipment and stuff, where you had to transmit voice over very low bandwidth radio, and also to be able to encrypt it and stuff like that. So, and then in the 70s there was Texas Instruments made this little circuit that could do it, and they put that in Speak and Spell and in arcade machines and cartridges for home computers. But yeah, eventually I found that algorithm somewhere and sort of ported it over to C++, and I put that voice into Microtonic. And people were emailing me talking about how much they love the sound of that voice, and they were asking me how can I make that voice myself.
Yes.
So a few years later, I decided I'll try to do this as a real-time effect, as a VST effect, and that was what became BitSpeak. So eventually, as I said, we were talking about putting that into a pocket operator, and then we figured out a way to do that, to sort of combine it with a sampler, like have a sampler that used the linear prediction coding, the name of the algorithm, to produce all the sounds. And that's like that is the typical sound of the speak, as you could show there. And I put in a lot of different effects and stuff that we don't actually have in the BitSpeak VST, so that was fun.
So the Speak has effects that are not in the BitSpeak.
Yeah, those different voices, different voice characters.
Right.
They tweak various parameters in the internal synthesizer engine that synthesizes the voice. Yeah, and but it was very hard to get all that plus one Microtonic channel onto the CPU.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it in the order of doing Microtonic first, where it was also much more clear what the goal was for the product. and then speak, because there isn't another synth on the market that works like speak at all. So it's like a totally different idea, and it was very, very tough to do the PO32, the tonic, and it was even tougher. It took a year or something to do speak.
Mm.
That was even harder.
A year of hard labor, but a lifetime of love to the world. So thank you so much. We had a question from, a comment here from Shawshank, Jai Prasad. Bitspeak engine in the OPC would be great. I agree, it would be cool. We'll see what we can come up with. And somebody else, Gadget Plus More wants the cow in the Z. So yeah, your work is highly appreciated. So you mentioned there's not another synth like the PO Speak, but
oh, there is, yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's green. So it's green screened out almost. There you go.
No,
That's funny.
I have a like a purple.
Oh yeah, nice.
I don't have it. Gotta put batteries in it.
So we were talking before this just to kind of talk about what we were going to communicate to the audience here, and I wanted to talk to you about some fun memories you've had throughout the years of your development process and working with pocket operators. And you mentioned the creation of the PO 137.
Yeah, that was a fun one to make after the hard labor of the PO 35, especially. This idea came up. I don't really know. Perhaps you can fill in the gaps there.
Yeah. So actually, with all the pocket operators being out, we got a Instagram message from Justin Roiland, and he wanted to do some kind of collaboration, and then we started talking, and then eventually you got involved, and
so he actually got in touch with you.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And then he came by the office, I think, and that was when you phoned me and asked me if I was interested in doing this. And I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, so I was just like, yes, of course. I bought the plane ticket right away to go over to LA, and I met up with you there.
Yeah, for me, I was turned on to the Rick and Morty show by Johan Antoni of Jam. I went in there one time, and he dropped it. You should really check this out. I think you'll like it. And it took a while for me to get it, but then okay, I get it. So operators, are you Rick and Morty fans? Do you watch the show? I think it's a good time to watch the show right now, when we have maybe a lot of time to use. Okay, so you and I met up in LA. I have the Instagram clip here where we sit in the car.
Ah, nice.
I'll see if I can play that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What are we doing, Magnus?
What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I have no idea what we're doing.
So we're in LA.
Nope.
Listening to the
Is it done?
Rick and Morty sounds
All right.
that
Cool.
they sent beforehand, and we're going through and loading the PO 137 prototype. So this is an exclusive behind the scenes for upcoming work, or released work now. Look at this.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. We're in the car trying to get hold of Justin.
Yeah. So that's my memory of that trip to LA. Sitting in the hotel room and making all the drum sounds, then sitting in your car to test them out on the speakers, just before going, over to Justin to record.
Right.
Because we had some samples from him before we went there, so I just put some stuff in there. But then we ended up recording like basically everything again with him there on the spot. It took about a day. It took about a day to make all the drum sounds. It took about a day to record the voices, and then maybe another day to cut them up. It was such a smooth process, and Justin was fun, and he was very professional.
Yeah, definitely.
It was just it was a fun time to hang out in LA.
Yeah, that was good memories. It's nice to think back. I mean, the world was a bit different
Mm,
then compared to now. Hopefully,
yeah,
we can go back and visit. You know, we all can travel again soon. But I think at least I will. I will think I will consider my trips very hard before going anywhere. I like flying a lot, and so doing communication like this, I think that's um, gonna stay a big thing of our daily life.
right, right. Yeah, yeah, same here. I mean, I used to go to like the NAM show every year, and then for maybe the past 5 years, it's been like, do I really need to, go there and pollute the air just to meet other guys that I'm always in contact with over internet
Yeah,
anyhow? Um, I think maybe it had a different role like 20 years ago when I started going there than today. I just don't feel the need for it anymore. But it's
no,
still, I'm kind of sad and kind of bummered that Super Booth was canceled. Would have been fun to go there.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't stayed up to date with the latest, but yeah, a lot of stuff is canceled. So we're thinking we'll do virtual trade shows instead here. We'll see. I have a question from Mike.
Mhm.
Is the PO32 using the EFM32 MCU as well?
Uh, yes, I mean,
So that's the main processor, right? What's
right. It's the same processor in all of them.
yeah.
There's a bit more flash memory in the later models. The
Hmm.
one in the PO32, if I remember correctly, it's exactly the same as in the PO12 and the PO10 series and the PO20 series. Then we added some memory as well for the samples for the PO35 and the PO33, but that's external, so that it's the same CPU.
We have a question from Sonic Cultura. Magnus, is it the same cap you have in the PO32? I
That,
think
that
you changed cap, right? You changed your
yeah,
hat.
yeah. Today I have a
Yeah. Because
I still have the one that is in the display. If that was his question, there's
right.
I actually pop up every once in a while in the PO32 and give a thumbs up. Those displays are wonderful as well. They're drawn by Jesper's daughter,
Yeah,
the founder
exactly.
of engineering. His daughter, I think she was like maybe 8 years old or something,
Yeah.
7 or 8, when she drew this, and she drew me, and it's not exactly the same cap, but almost.
You are now immortal in the form of a Crystal LCD character.
Yeah.
We have a question from Sabrish Prakash. Where do I learn how to play the PO32? I mean, you can learn it here. This stream is we'll see where we take it, but of course we can do how to play, and you can find some info on the website as well. And of course, there's a lot of YouTube tutorials, but um, let's find out how you will best learn, and if I can be of service, then I'll gladly be. Um, Shirk84, what's your favorite combo between PO? Do you have a favorite combo, Magnus? I said mine was. I said that in episode 1. I usually always use the tonic for drums, and I love the speak for adding vocal elements. As I usually play like techno, and excuse me, and adding vocal elements to something that's very repetitive and rhythmical is interesting, I think.
Mm. Um, well, I like the tonic, of course, the drums. I am a fan of the PO20.
Yeah,
I like that to have for like the chords, the backdrop. Uh, I've I've actually when I'm making music, it's kind of funny. Bitspeak is like it's like one of our best-selling products. Although when I make music, I very rarely use Bitspeak.
right.
I do use Microtonic and Simplan a lot, and Permutate. And I think with the pocket operators, I'm not using the Pure 35 as much. as I perhaps thought I would when I'm making music, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I like just play around with it and make weird beats and stuff, but maybe it's not, exactly that kind of music that I, when I eventually, make a real track, it's not that often anymore. It's more, I'm not a, I'm not very big on vocals. I tend to make more like background music, more
Right.
instrumental stuff. But yeah, the combo, the question, to answer it, I'd say the PO32 and the PO20 for me.
Cool. Awesome. Everybody has their own special mix, I guess. Before before I say bye to you, you've been hard at work with all your products, right? Currently, right?
Yeah.
So if you can just mention what people should look out for.
So yesterday we released updates to all of our products, and especially the Microtonic, we added some new features that you can also use with the pocket operators. So there are like some interesting new ways to build beats and stuff that is now included in the upgrade. I think it's just stupid for me to try to explain it. It's better that you go.
Yeah. We can do a special focus stream on this or cover it another time. But
But there is an upgrade. It's free if you already own Microtonic. You should definitely go and check it out.
Yeah. Let me just see if there's any questions for you. So if there's, if you guys have any questions for Magnus, first of all, or last of all, also, thank you so much for joining in and for being the first official guest by link here on the show.
Thank you. It was an honor. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, they praise you and say thank you. Some new PO plans. That's something we can't talk about. You rock, Magnus.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You too.
and they want to know about your product. So we'll post a link to your website, and you should definitely check it out. And I think that if you guys who use the tonic have not checked out Microtonic yet, then please do, because and if you don't have it, maybe a friend has, and then you can share sounds. We're going to explore that later in the stream, actually. So and also we're going to talk to some other people who are joining, or sorry, using your products here. So I think that's it for now. Thank you so much again, Magnus, and
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
yeah, take care of yourself and be
You too.
safe, and see you again soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys. So that was Magnus Lidström. Let's see. We're a bit late, so I'll just go to the next guest here. We have a lot of things happening this stream. So Magnus is a programmer, and like he said, he makes music, but more background stuff, and I guess he uses his own stuff to experiment. Somebody who is performing with pocket operators is the lady I'm going to talk to right now. Hey, Esther.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can you see me?
No, get your video up. There we go. And I'll bring you into view, and I'll raise your mic a bit. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. So this is welcome to Midnight Operator, episode 3.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Thank you. I told you I was going to call you a bit earlier, but we got a bit delayed. But thank you for being available here.
No problem.
So I wanted to talk to you because first of all, maybe you can introduce yourself and tell the stream a bit about yourself.
I will. So my name is Esther Ideskog, and I'm an artist and songwriter and a teenage engineering mentor. Yes, and my artist name is Vanbot, and I released 3 albums, and I'm working on my 4th album right now.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and you and I met when we started the electronic music school
Yeah.
idea. You were the first one performing at the launch event, actually,
Mm.
with Spotify, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was like a 10-year anniversary something.
Yeah, exactly. So this stream is, by the way, people say hi and people shout out Vanbot hearts and everything, so they know who you are.
Thank
So this stream is about pocket operators, and you recently posted a really nice performance.
Yeah, it
Let's
was
see.
fun. I was in the studio working with my songs, and I just got really fed up with my own songs. So I started browsing around on Spotify, and I checked the top charts, and I realized that I didn't know any of the songs.
All right.
It was pretty embarrassing, and I felt super old. Like, what is this? What is this music? So, but anyhow, I started playing around with one of them, the Dance Monkey. I think I had heard it like sometime, but I was just playing around with the pocket operators, and I set up some cameras and I recorded it. So it was like a just because it was so much fun, and it was such a well-needed contrast to just do a cover, because I really needed a break from my own songs. So, yeah, that was it. And it was super fun. And I was only working with pocket operators. It was 4 pocket operators: the arcade, the sub, the speak, and the tonic, I think. And
I've loaded it here in the computer, so I would love to play it. So I'll start it, and I'll lower your mic a bit, and then we'll talk about it. Let's see. So this is your studio, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know you stopped me there while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Oh,
Okay, so now I cannot.
Actually, I think we can hear you still.
Oh, I don't know why I can't hear you.
Oh, I muted my mic. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I was like,
I'm getting used to this. I'll just leave it on.
yeah.
Yeah, we dance with you.
Yeah.
Esther, can you mute your microphone? Nice one. Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
I'll pause it here. We have a perfect setup or layout of your setup here. Thank you so much. People are loving this. Maybe there was a bit of feedback, but it's all good. You can check it out. But let's see what people say. Yeah, the first thing that people noticed was the microKORG. What are your vocals going through?
Yeah, so the microKORG is out actually just like I'm using it for MIDI for the vocoder from Electro-Harmonix. So so for my vocal effects, I'm using the vocoder from Electro-Harmonix and the Voice Live from TC Helicon. And then it's only pocket operators except one little pad from the OP1.
All right, yeah. There's an OP1 in there as well.
Yeah, because people were asking me about when will you start playing at the OP1, but it's just like one pad.
Right.
The second verse, I think, because I needed something atmospheric. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's little flavor from some special instrument. Can you walk us through the setup? So yeah.
So I actually have the pocket operators here.
Conveniently.
So okay, I'm gonna disconnect them. So it's like the sub.
Yeah, I thought that, right? So the sub is the master in the chain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually having two chains in this one because I needed to like be able to fine tune the volumes, and also for the mixing afterwards. I needed two chains because it's sometimes hard to mix if you have like one chain with all instruments in it. So
yeah.
But
Sorry.
this is the first master. So it's the sub. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, this is actually. I don't know if you hear it.
We can hear some, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the same loop all and over like the whole song.
Is how many patterns did you use? Is it 4 patterns or is it 2? Yeah, 4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the arcade, I'm also using actually just one pattern. I'm using the chord function.
Is that the second one in the chain?
Yes,
yep.
It is.
Okay.
So because I kind of rediscovered the arcade like a while ago, because I love the function that you can chain the chords, and you can do it like while in play mode, and you can do it just like very hands-on. So I'm only using one pattern, but I'm working with the chord chain,
right,
like simultaneous during the song. So that's, I don't know if you saw that, but I'm like typing in a new sequence of chords for like for the B chorus. So that's what I'm using. So it's this. Okay, I don't know if you hear it. And then I'm also working. So I'm like just holding chord, and then I'm pressing. I don't know if you see. Yeah, you can hear it. So you can just like type in new sequences of chords, so you can use only one pattern. That is a fun way just to play around. And if you don't know the exact form of a song, I think that's perfect, because you can be very flexible with that. So yeah, that's what I'm using. And then I have. Yeah, I'm gonna stop that.
Guys, while Esther is going through, think of your questions, because I know you have some questions to her after that.
And in the second chain, I have the tonic that is master.
Mm-hmm.
And there I'm using two patterns, like just one more like lo-fi, more like pretty naked beat in the beginning. I don't know if you hear it, like this, you know, it's pretty like
That's
lo-fi.
solid.
Yeah, that's solid. And then for the chorus, I think I'm using this. Yeah.
And which was that? Oh, it's
Uh,
the tonic still.
yeah, it's,
Mm-hmm.
it's the tonic, but
Yep.
for the chorus.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
only two patterns on the tonic.
Mm.
And then I'm also working a lot with the effects. So, and I'm also using like the reverse effect at the end, which becomes like just a very. It's a fun way to end the song, just you know, to put the reverse effect because it's still some kind of beat in it. It's some kind of rhythm, but it's not like a static and not it brings more atmosphere, but still with a percussion voice. So yeah, I really like that effect. It's the effect on the 15. Yeah. So the old effect on 15. So it's only two patterns, and then I'm using the speak for the vocal synthesizer. It's, you know, this. Yeah, you heard it.
Yeah. We just had a conversation with Magnus Lidström,
Yeah.
who's the, you know him, and he's the maker of PO32 and 35. And then we wanted to talk with somebody who's actually using them in performances. And obviously, you're a super professional. Um, we had a question here from Studio Don Quixote. How long did it take you to do this track?
Like just making it took like an hour or something just to come up with the beat. Then of course it takes longer just to, you know, record everything and mixing it. But that is one thing I love about the pocket operators, that it's so hands-on and it's so sometimes it's just so nice to break things down and not get lost in the details, and you know, just to peel the layers off, and this is the focus. And because for me at least that really makes my focus more clear. So, and that's what I like about the pocket operator. So it took like an hour or something just to, you know, find a beat and find a bass, and you know, the arcade and the speak, they are just like, you know, something for fun. So yeah, it's if you just know the basics of the pocket operators, it's super easy to just come up with a song.
How long did it take for you to know the basics? How long you been working with these
I've been
products?
working with them. I started working with the pocket operators for my latest album. You know, to be honest, that was like a special project. We wrote and recorded an album from Moscow to Beijing when we were on the Trans-Siberian Railway, and that was like perfect for these kind of devices.
We'll put this link to this album in the comments here or in the
Yeah.
cards, whatever. Yeah.
So that's when I started working with it. So it was me and Petter Winberg and Johannes Berglund, and we were writing and recording our way from Moscow to Beijing in this wagon in our on the train, and we needed, you know, simple gear, and we needed it to be very battery safe. And I mean, I think like if you have a pocket operator, it will last for a month or something like that, batteries. So yeah, that was very useful. So we used them there. And then I've been doing workshops with Speak mostly. But I mean, of course you have to put a little time into it. But I mean, if you learn the basics, the rest is just for fun when you play around.
And you've given quite a lot of workshops, right?
Yeah,
I remember you were in Greenland.
yeah.
That
that
was
was
interesting.
that was so much fun. I I was in Nuuk with my band. We played on a music festival there, and then they also asked if I wanted to do like something for the community because they tried to involve the community. So then I did a workshop at one of the schools for like 11-year-olds, and then I think we were using the PO12 or tonic. I don't really remember, but it was so much fun, and mostly of these kids had never done music, and yeah, it was crazy because it was so chaotic, but because I was talking English and their teacher were like talking Greenland. I don't even
It's
know.
not Danish, right?
No. Some of them know,
Really? Okay.
but no, they have their own language. But it was messy, but it was so much fun, and the payoff to see these kids' reactions, like I really made a beat, and I did
Yes.
this just to be able to play around with effects, and because I mean these things are very small, but they are so powerful. So like when you listen in the headphones and you have the effects on, it's pretty cool for them to.
Definitely. I mean, the built-in mic is one thing, headphones is one thing, but then if you connect it to a big PA, it's impressive,
It is.
I think.
I mean, you can use them just for DJing. It's powerful enough. So yeah, it was so much fun to see.
Void Lux is asking you if you're using a small mixer.
Yeah, I'm using the Roland Go. What is it called?
Yeah,
Pro.
Go mixer or
But
the Pro one.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
and that has an XLR as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
but for this live session that you played, I actually just plugged it into my hardware to the Motu. I don't know how you say it in English.
Some sound card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hardware. Yeah. So because I was in this, but when I'm on the run, I use the Roland.
That's
Yeah.
great. Let's see what else. Jim Janet, is there a specific order you have to sync the pocket operators in?
No,
And there's not, Janet, but is there a specific order that you prefer?
it depends on like if you want to mix it afterwards, like in Logic or whatever you use. Then it's. I mean, if you want to still have some chains, it's better to use the beats like the tonic and the sub together because it's easier to mix it. But otherwise, it's more about the volume. I think. I don't know what you think, Tobias.
No,
but
definitely. Yeah. Excuse me. I usually say that the one that I want to have most emphasis on is latest in the chain. So the closest to the speaker gives the bigger sound.
yeah.
So if I have a chain of 3 units and I love some drums, I'll put the drums in the end. But like you say, it's about balancing the levels, finding the right levels, and some of them can even distort if you put them on really high levels. So
Yeah.
you
And also the 10 the first
10 series.
the 10 series and the 20 series have like different output, I think.
Yes,
So
exactly. So
it's
we're not
hard.
making it easy.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, I think it's okay to have two chains also because it's so hands-on. I don't think it's that hard to just punch in and get it like to get it to work together in the beat. So I mean, it's working anyway. So
Yeah.
so, but it's about the volume and the mixing, I think.
Oh yeah, we have a question from Sabrish Prakash. Did you customize the sounds on the tonic, or is it the factory default sounds? Of course, you program them and tweak them, but have you made your own sounds as well?
I have done, but I think on this one, I think it's the ones that is
The
like
factory default.
yeah, I think it is factory default in this, but I mean, one of the good things about the tonic is that you can just sample your own voice, and it's super easy to just put your own feelings into the beat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the speak is good with that. Um, Jeffrey asks, did she synchronize the two PO chains by pressing play at the same time, or how did you sync?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did
Oh,
actually.
nice.
You can do it in different ways, but I was just like hands on because it was just I think it's since they are like so sensitive, like for pushing play. I think it's working really good. So I just had two chains and then I pressed
Yeah,
on time.
whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Human sync is often very successful. Let's see. Um, People want to know if you have online workshops.
Uh, I I don't have like no, I don't, but I usually do small like workshop things on my Instagram stories,
Dro-
just to
Take the time to drop your Insta.
yeah.
What what's what's your
It's
handle?
vanbotmusic.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gotta think about that.
Yeah, I had to think
We'll
about it.
put the link there as well.
Yeah, so
I've seen you. I love those small quick tutorials or quick tips. Yeah.
because that's what I like myself. Like if you find something that's just quick, maybe you don't want to go too deep into every device. You just want to be like inspired, or just like, have you thought about this fun feature, or this is a hack you can use on the OPC, or just to highlight some of the features. Like I did one about the arcade a while ago, like just to highlight the chord function and to chain the chords, because that is something I kind of missed when I used it a while ago. So yeah, I do some small like workshops online, but I've been thinking about maybe putting it on my YouTube channel. So if you want it, maybe I'll start to just do like more regular workshops.
What do you say, guys? It's a given, I think. And like Esther, you're part of the mentor team for Teenage Engineering, and we want to bring you guys out to the world as much as possible. So thank you so much for joining this stream. You're the second guest ever of this show, and I hope we're gonna have you on for many more times. I think
Thank
we
you.
have some more questions for you, and then I'm gonna round it off. Let's see. Yeah, which one is your favorite PO?
I would say it's the PO35 Speak.
Why is that?
I've used it a lot on my workshops. I think it's something like when you're adding your own voice and you play around with it, it becomes like a unique beat immediately. So it's like you cannot be a copycat if you're using your own voice or stomping your own feet or whatever you do. But it's just, and it sounds so good immediately because you have the drums, you have the tonic there, and then you have the vocal synthesizer. So it's actually like two POs in one, and yeah, I really like it, and it's actually my favorite to start with also, because I think the first thing that you should do is just to have fun with it. So and that's really fun, because you see, oh my god, I can do things. I mean, this sounds awesome, and I did it myself, and this is my voice, and this is my beat. So that's my favorite.
That's great. If you guys like that, and they do, or we do, uh, everybody's uh, everybody's looking forward to your online courses or online workshops or online tips and tricks.
Yeah.
So connect with Esther
Yeah.
and Vanbot, and she'll help you out, guide you through the PO jungle. And
Thank you so much for having me.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure, Esther. I hope you take care of yourself and stay healthy, and your family is well as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Same.
Thank you. Um, yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we will. So have a good evening.
You too.
So nice to see you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. There we go, guys. Okay, Esther Vanbot in the house. Excuse me. What do you think? I'm looking forward to some more tutorials from her. Thank you, Vincent, for posting the link. We'll post all the necessary links in cards. I'll go through the stream later. Okay, we have we're super late, but we have another guest. We're not done yet here. Let's see if we can get this guy on. Hello, sound technology. Oh my god. Hello, Jacob.
Are you reading me?
Yes, we are.
Loud and clear?
Yes.
Nice.
There we go.
I've been sitting here watching the stream.
Yeah.
It's nice, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So welcome. So very welcome to Midnight Operator, episode 3. I'm honored to speak with Jacob Hack of Hack Attack.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for your patience. I talked to Jacob before, and I said, "Yeah, I'll call you around like 4 like 20 to 5 or something." But thanks for hanging in there.
It's not a problem, man. I've been watching the stream, as I said, thinking if I was going to write something, but everyone already had so many great questions.
And you've been live streaming also, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just that now that this whole thing in the world is happening, everyone's at home. And in my area where I live, there's a lot of people at home and they're all streaming. I don't know, Hulu or HBO, Netflix. I don't know what it is, but I have no bandwidth, so I can't stream properly. So right now I'm doing this over like 4G. So it's going to take down my pot for internet, basically, for the mobile provider.
We can hear you loud and clear, so everything's good. So for those of you who do not know you yet, do you want to give a quick introduction?
Sure. My name is Jakob Hack. I'm a mobile musician from Sweden, and I'm also somewhat of a YouTuber. I make tutorials and stuff, and the music I make is mainly with portable devices. So we're talking about stuff like the OPC, recently the OPC, pocket operators, and as a main hub, I use iOS, iPads, and iPhones to like collect all my ideas, produce all my tracks. I do my mixing and mastering there. I produce all of my content on iOS too. So that's basically what I do. Is that good?
That's awesome, and that's actually why I contacted you in the first place many years ago now, because I saw you on YouTube, and you were doing your thing, and I really got inspired, and I also wanted to get into making videos and doing streaming, and so I contacted you to so we could have a chat. We actually had lunch, and it was it was great for me. Thank you so much. You've helped me a lot, and you've been doing this for how many years now?
Well, the channel that is most popular, I'll say that. I've been doing that for like, what is it, like 6 years, I think. So that's what I'm counting. Anything else before that, I'd never let you know where it is.
Well, you just put up a challenge here, so no.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to find like maybe 2 other channels, maybe 3, but fourth, fifth, and sixth, you'll never find them. You'll never know it's me because I'm not talking in them. You can't see me.
Right. But so Hack Attack is your main channel, right?
Right. It is actually named Jakob Hack as my name.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm named on most social network sites. So if you want to find me, Instagram, for instance, Jakob_Hack, Twitter, Jakob_Hack, Facebook, Jakob Hack. It's really simple. But the main thing I do is the Hack Attack show. And so it's a produced show, which is very important to me. I do my stuff in a very meticulous way, and I do get very nerdy with information and digging deep into into stuff, which you'll see if you've ever watched any of my pocket operator tutorials, for instance.
I suspect people have been watching them, but
You think?
I think so. I mean, so this is episode 3 of Midnight Operator. I'm just getting started, and we are just getting acquainted, all of us, in this format. I mean, you have your followers already on YouTube and have been doing it for a long time, but I think it's super valuable to be able to connect like this. And this particular stream is excuse me, is pocket operator focus. Hmm, can you tell me your experience with pocket operators? Because, like you said, you used to, or you still do, but you used to only almost make iOS content, right?
Yeah.
But then that changed.
Yeah, it changed when I got the first operator. Basically, when we met. Did I get it when we ate? Was that the Indian place we ate at?
Yeah,
It was very good food. I remember that.
Yeah, it was Babayan, right
Ah,
down the street from our original garage on Katarina Bangata. I
right,
haven't been
right.
there in a few years now, but I took my girlfriend there, like last year at least. It was still awesome, still amazing. Yep.
Yeah, I don't eat out that much. I'm not a very social person. I mean, it's kind of part of the job. So this social distancing everyone has to do, it's basically something I've been doing almost my whole life. So for me, nothing really changed except from the stores are a little bit less filled with people. That's all over here in Sweden anyway. So yeah, but back to the question. Yeah, I was doing iOS stuff, but that's not where I came from. I came from a desktop computerized world.
Mm.
World. It sounds weird when I say it, but I used to use desktop DOS, and I used to use a lot of hardware. And I've been doing this music thing my whole life. I'm in my 40s now, and what I've found is that I really like being able to make music on the go. And so when I got that first pocket operator, I just fell in love with it. I just completely fell in love with it because of the form factor, the little size, the fact that it was so instant in everything you could do, like, effects and stuff. It's just a perfect performance tool. And when you want to take it like further, when you want to make a track out of it, it's so easy just to connect it to a sound interface, or in my case, an iPhone, something like Loopy, and just record loops and make more stuff out of it. It's just a very quick and very like satisfying way of making beats and music.
Do
Yeah,
you
it
use it?
completely changed everything.
Oh, that's interesting to hear. Do you use it a lot as a sound source, or do you use it for programming and making patterns with it? Or like,
Yes,
do you both maybe, or one or the
yes,
other?
both.
Both, okay. So um, what was the one you started with? Was it the PO12 or no? Which one was it?
No, wasn't it the robot? That's the
You tell me.
28,
Yes,
28,
exactly.
I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, yeah. The thing with that one is just the lead thing in that. Just it was so fun to play. But I'll tell you this: for me, the locked-in kind of scale got limiting for me for a time, because I'm locked into writing songs in a particular way. And so then later on, when the metal series came and the PO Speak came out, and the Tonic, that changed the pocket operators I'm using today. I'm only using metal series pocket operators today. I just absolutely love those. Best pocket operators ever made, bar none.
And you have quite a lot of content with those units.
Yes, some very deep and thorough videos on those units, actually.
We've had some questions about where people could go to learn how to start using pocket operators, and I suggest checking Jacob's content out. Definitely, he's yeah. Go see for yourself.
Yeah, it's really simple. I'm cleared for posting links, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's
And
so
we'll
simple. You
link
just
everything else.
type youtube.com, and then you just do a slash and you write my name. And if you spell it right with a K, you should be able to find me. It's That's it.
That's it. And also, I've been preloading a video here because one thing that you have been making a lot of is custom content for the tonic, for instance. So you made a lot.
Best drum machine, best drum synth I've ever used. There's nothing quite like it, and it's much thanks to, I don't know if Magnus is here. I love that guy. What he did with Microtonic is just insane. That thing sounds great. It's got a great kick sound. It's just insane.
It's pretty wild. I usually have that as my go-to for the very solid kick that when everything else fails, just okay, bring that in, and then the dance floor is saved again.
Fill in the blank. Yeah, that's the right one.
You got the chat up as well, right? Yeah.
Nice trolling though, by the way, like that.
Okay, it's all love here. So actually, we had Magnus on and we had Esther on vanbot, and I wanted to maybe do a live update of this tonic I have in front of me. So let's see, where am I?
All right, so just a few pointers for people who have never done that before. A lot of people can come in sometimes and say it doesn't work for me. Like, here's the thing. If you have a vacuum cleaner going off in the other room, that might interfere with the signal if you're playing it up through speakers. And so you have to make sure it's got a consistent volume. If it's too loud, then it will distort in the input and it won't take it. If it's too low, it won't hear it. So you just have to get the volume right, in the mid-between,
Yeah.
and it should work. But it does work over speakers and through cable too.
Yep. And I'm gonna do. I've loaded your, what was it? The UK garage sounds. Excuse me. And I have a factory default tonic right here. So I don't know if we had some audio feedback before. I don't know if you need to mute your mic or anything, but I'm gonna try to load the sounds on here using my headphones. So, and I want to do an experiment. So all of you that have a tonic, you can bring that out and get ready to hold it up to your speakers or to your headphones and do this transfer. So we can do that together.
Have you tried that? You don't think
I did.
like
I tried
is
it.
the
I
audio
tried
compression? Yeah, it
it.
works.
Yeah. Don't
Oh,
but
so
don't
you-
don't tell him. Don't tell him. We'll do this experiment.
All right.
Yeah. No, yeah. I have no idea if this is gonna work. We'll see. No, but so if you have your tonics, or actually your PO35s, because that works also, even though you don't get the pattern data, you'll get the sounds. So maybe I'm gonna switch the display here. So the tonic has, excuse me, the tonic has 16 sounds, and there are 4 channels. So this is one channel, this is one channel, this is one channel, this is one channel. So you can play one sound per channel at a time. So like this is the factory default content. So I like this, for instance. So that's what you all have if you bought this and factory reset it. But then on the speak, you have your vocals or your audio recordings. But then on the 16, you have a one-channel version of the tonic. So all of Jakob's sounds, all of the sounds that you make, can be shared between these two. But right now I'm gonna use the tonic, and I'm gonna play back I'll pull you down here, Jakob, a bit, and I'm gonna play the patterns here. And what we do is we check the back. It says receive data, so it says press accent and sound. Okay, accent and sound. And you hear this sound right now. It's waiting to receive a signal. And so when I press play here, I'll remove my headphones, hold it up to the microphone, and it should, in theory, load this sound pack onto the the unit. So we'll cue it up. Let's see. So these are some sounds you're gonna get and some patterns.
By the way, bro, we ain't getting no audio from that.
Oh really?
No, I ain't getting no audio. Is anyone else getting audio? Like from the pocket operator?
I think so. I can hear it at least. Maybe. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, it stopped. Okay, so let's go to the cue point. Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Hey, there we go. Go back a bit. 3, 2, 1.
I've got the audio down to low. Of course, I turned down my audio.
Yeah, but that's good
because I
because
didn't want the
exactly. So if you do
right.
that again, that's great. We're gonna see if
My bad. I'm an
It's all
idiot.
good.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is a safe space. Everybody can make a mistake, and you know, I don't know if you saw the intro to this stream. It was all planned, you guys. You know, everything was planned. Anyway, it says error here because we waited too long. So I'm gonna do that again. What was it? Accent and sound. And if you're with me with your units, then go like this. Remove your headphones or hold it up close to the speaker, the microphone. And then if you're not, maybe you want to lower the sound because it's going to be funny data sound here. But let's try this. So I'm removing this, and then I have to be silent here. There we go. Oh, yeah, this is the. I think we got it, right? We got it. That's funny.
Hey, awesome.
So now we took the audio from YouTube, sent it over. We could have gone line in, but we used a set of headphones. Hold it up over the microphone. Go into accent and sound. It says, or it goes bing, 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 and then you play back the data file. And now we have Jacob's beats and sounds. That's funny. It worked, man. Oops.
That's awesome, dude.
Where did you go? I lost your Skype window. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So that was some of the. How many sound packs do you have up?
So far, it's 12 that I've released. I have a few others I'm not too sure of. Don't tell me to release them. I'll release them when I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I also got one inside one of the videos, like the review for the tonic. There's also a pack in there. So there's 13 packs I've shared so far. There's going to be more. There have been some requests for some packs, and I always do them when I have time, because making a pack, if I did it in a day and sat down with the microtonic, I usually invest about between 8 and 10 hours of creating all the sounds, making it sound good in the mix, and then I spend another like 2 or 3 hours putting the video together. Used to take longer in the past, but today I've got all of these templates already set up for this. Like the countdown stuff I do in my videos. Because of the app I'm using, you pretty much have to make a text layer for each of the numbers. So when it's counting down from 35 down to 0, that's 36 layers of text I had to make and stuff like that. So I've got everything automated now. And I'm gonna make something soon. The last pack I actually released was from my personal library. These are stuff that I use myself, and it's basically a better version of the UK Garage kit. So I took the UK Garage kit and I just made them tighter. And there were actually some viewers, some users that told me that they told me that they could hear that it sounded like a better version of the UK Garage pack. So I'm pretty impressed with that. If those are watching right now, you're pretty awesome, pretty impressive. That
Yeah.
you could hear that.
Yeah, our community is uppmärksam. I don't know the word, but
Attentive.
yes, there we go. Are you Swedish or are you English, or what's your first
Nej, jag är
language?
definitivt svensk.
Ah,
I'm definitely Swedish.
Is your first language?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like
Or
English
is
is
it
my
music?
second language.
Is
No. Well, music is probably the third language I speak.
All right.
The first one was Swedish, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
And then English. It's thanks to my dear old mom that I love so much. She started talking English with me when I was a baby and has been talking that all the time, because the other side of my family, my father's side, they're from Africa, and so they speak different languages, all kinds of languages. So she wanted me to be able to communicate with them. That's basically how it all happened. But then I've had all kinds of accents that I've tried out over the years.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who just, as soon as I hear something, I just start talking like that. I try to emulate it, and it's not done in like I don't know how to say it.
You're a dialectual chameleon.
It just happens, yeah.
Yeah.
I just like it. So right now I'm just speaking some kind of, sort of a mix between something that kind of is British and whatever else it is I might be talking.
Yeah, well, your beats speak loud. That's for sure. And you know what?
Yeah.
People say it worked. It worked. If you tried it at home with the stream sounds, it should work. So if not, then you got unlimited chances now. But thank you so much, Jacob, for stopping by here and for letting me talk to you.
Anytime, man.
Do you guys have any questions for Jacob?
AMA, ask me anything.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, basically.
So what have you been doing? You work, you do videos full time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. I've had, like, if you look like 2 years, 3 years ago, I used to have 3 jobs. And I couldn't take it anymore, yeah? So I cut down to 2 jobs in order to be able to do what I do here. And I've always treated YouTube as a full-time job, which is a very bad idea when you have a smaller channel like mine. I'm going to be reaching 30,000 subscribers, and think about that. I've been doing this for 6 years. I'm not growing like a commentary channel because I'm not a commentary channel. I'm doing iOS stuff, so it's more of a niche. And I'm growing slowly, but I'm growing at a rate that really suits me because I'm getting to know my audience better, and I just like it that way. So I've always treated it as a full-time job. So when I say full-time job, I really mean between 8 and 10 hours per day. And since this is the internet, it's pretty much every day of the week, and that's how I do it. So after a long while, I couldn't even do like 2 jobs because it was really taking a toll on me. And so I had to quit that. And so now I started my own business, and now what I do is on the side I'll do consultation work with companies making apps and hardware for those that wants to pay my rate. I don't do any paid reviews. I've never done a paid review on my channel, but it's something I would look into. And the problem there is for me that I can never do it unless I really like the product. But the company usually wants to pay someone for making it. They wouldn't pay someone who already likes the product and already wants to show the product. They wouldn't pay that person to do. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm always in that. I'm having a hard time finding an extra income on YouTube, basically. But I'm solving it in other ways. You know,
And-
always gotta hustle.
And that's interesting because we've had questions before, um, talking about how to survive basically and how to make a living if doing music in these kind of times. So it's interesting to hear you elaborate on that as well. You say you solve it in different ways. Are you using Patreon, for instance, or is
Yeah. Patreon is part of it, and I've had that for quite some time. And what I love about crowdfunding or crowdsourcing, whatever you want to call it, is that because I support a lot of creators too. I think I support 7 other creators. Um, I like the way of doing that. I like being able to have the public decide what they like and support someone that way to have them do that thing. It's pretty cool because usually when it is, I get why people are so get worried or might be worried about someone being paid for a review or something like that. I get why people do that, because what if that person is just saying something about a product because of the payment? That is not always true in most cases, I would say. The YouTubers I know that do stuff like that, they actually like the stuff they talk about, and it's an extra income for them. And it's nice to see that there are actually companies out there willing to support creators that way, because many don't want to do that. But with Patreon, you take that element out. Now, I like Patreon. I like that people are supporting me over there. And so it's a combination. When you try to support yourself, when you have a smaller channel, it has to be a combination of everything. Ad revenue is very, very low unless you're doing really viral content, and I'm not doing that. In fact, my P-score is so low on YouTube, I don't make much at all. If you make a video, you spend 40 hours on it, and you end up making $1. That is not fun, but do I make it for the money? No, clearly not. I'm doing it for the viewer and for the interest of making a good video that someone can learn from. So I don't know. How much do you want it? You have to decide if you want to start. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it to get popular, or are you doing it because you want to help someone and solve a problem?
And I mean, well said. And if you want to get started, I think Pocket Operator. I mean, if you want to get started with electronic music, Pocket Operators is wonderful, I think. Jakob, do you have one favorite? I mean, I guess it's the Tonic, but what's your favorite Pocket Operator?
PO32,
Yeah,
the Tonic.
right.
Without a doubt, it kills everything out of the park.
Did you try the new update for? Sorry, did you try the new update for the Microtonic yet?
No. Oh yeah, Magnus just put that one
Exactly.
out. No. I brought out my girlfriend's old laptop because I have Microtonic on that. That's the one I've been sitting and doing all these sounds on. So I'm gonna do that when we stop doing this.
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab the laptop and just go get that because it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. We have a question from Small Operations. Excuse me. What is your favorite iOS-based DAW, like digital audio workstation, to record Pocket Operators into?
Oh, it's Cubase's. But hear me out here. You're gonna get different answers depending on who you're asking. You're getting this answer from me because I am a long time Cubase user. I have actually used Cubase 1. It's a very old thing. It didn't even have audio back then. It had MIDI. So for me, going over to iOS, finding Cubase was a very natural choice. It might not be the best, but it's definitely capable of doing what you want to do when you want to produce stuff. So that's my most favorite one. However, if I'm doing live stuff and I want to add something to it where I can record the Pocket Operators into and keep building upon, I'd use something like Loopy. It's not a DAW, it's just a looping app. It's great for stuff like this. And that thing can be fully MIDI controlled. So if you have a MIDI controller or a foot pedal, you can sit there and just build loops with your Pocket Operator going into it. It's awesome. but it is definitely Cubasis. In other cases, when I make electronic music, I'll use core gadget, simply because of the layout and the small gadgets, and it's very, very nice to work within. And if I don't use that, I use Nano Studio 2, simply because it's got one of the best synthesizers on the iOS platform. It's so incredibly powerful. It can load samples, multi-layer samples with oscillators. It's got the sickest kinds of LFOs in there, with FM modulation, so you get weird moving. It's one of the best, definitely. I wish it was standalone, but it isn't. I think that answers the question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, all good. I mean, we love this info, and you're covering this on your channel, right? All of this.
Yeah, I'll probably make a video about this now that I got this question, because it is a good question.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are always wondering, what is your most favorite? I don't like the question which one is the best, because
Right.
that concept isn't real. It all differs depending on who's saying it, right?
What your needs
So-
are, what your budget is, or whatever.
Exactly. Some people feel that they need the highest quality standard audio. And at the same time, those people are sitting in the same room with me listening to a track where I've just recorded pocket operators, and they'll tell me that this music is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not 96 kilohertz at 32-bit float. So what the hell? What's going on?
Right. No, exactly. You can easily get stuck up on details and forget about the music, but
Yeah,
If-
please don't do that.
Right.
You're just limiting yourselves. Don't do that.
I guess this is an internal question. OP1GS, just Jacob, why don't you jump up from a corner like always this time? I don't know. Is that you do that in your videos? Or I didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, who was that?
There
Who
was this was
that?
OP1G.S.
OP1G.S. Yeah, you know that this time was different. Okay, it's different for everyone wondering about that. I guess you're gonna have to watch my channel. To
Yeah,
find out
exactly.
what
That's a
that's
good
all about. But
cliffhanger.
between me and OP there, yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it, but I couldn't find a good angle to attack
Right.
this thing right now, so I decided just to sit here.
Thank you so much for being on the show. You're the third guest on Midnight Operator ever. So this is episode 3, and thank you so much for joining in.
It was awesome, and you've got an awesome audience. I would love to do something like this again. I'm just hooked on stuff like this. This was really fun. Thanks everyone who are watching, and don't forget to punch that like button down there to get the ratings up, because YouTube algorithms is horrible.
That's how you do it, guys. You mentioned before you're not doing it for money. You're doing it for the viewers, and you are growing in a rate that you feel comfortable with. I've been doing like undercover streams, and I wanted to start very slowly to build this thing up and really get to know the operators, as we call them here, personally, and have a conversation, have a chat, take questions. And I was scared that if we went too big, I wouldn't be able to catch up or whatever. And also the pressure of delivering great content. It's something that always makes me nervous. But just being here and having, getting love from the viewers is amazing. Is that similar to your experience?
Yeah, I even started a new channel just to live stream on, because I didn't think that content did fit like well with my other content, because one is produced and live is so, but I'd say this: you don't have to worry about anything, Tobias, because you're doing a great job and you're going to grow into this. It's already good. It's just going to get better. So just keep doing it. And I think most of the people here, why don't you tell him in the comment section, tell him how much you like this. All right. Just tell him that he's doing a great job. He doesn't need to worry.
We all need good connections, and you can tell why I brought this guy in, right? Thank you so much, Jacob. It's a pleasure having you on here. You know what? I think I'm gonna use the new beats that I just got, or new sounds rather, and try to make something. Maybe connect a few of the pocket operators together. and see what your sound can take these machines.
Awesome. I'm gonna go have a shave, and then I'm gonna just update the microtonic thing there. Yeah, I'm sure that Magnus did an awesome thing. So thank you so much, Tobias, and thank you so much, operators. I hope to see you again, and have a great productive day.
That's nice. That's how you uh, finger your stuff and have fun doing it, right? Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's good. Check out Jacob Hack. See you again soon, man. Take care.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go, Jacob, and we got his sounds now, so he's still with us. Ah, what's the time? It's 5:45 here, and usually I do a 1 hour stream. It's nothing set, but that's the aim, or has been the aim for these first episode. Oh, it's bumping. I think I'm gonna let's see, where are you guys at? You want to continue? I have some questions that I'm gonna read through, but I'm gonna go grab some water because my throat is getting dry. This is the most I've spoken in a week. I don't speak otherwise. I like the headphones, Edgar. Yeah, definitely. I love them. I mean, it's what we use for our workshops, and it's good for the OPC. Just plug it in and you can sample right away with the headset. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some water, and I'll be right back, guys. I'll let you listen to this beat while I'm at it. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. Mike Linardi had a question. Hey, Mike. Pocket operator modular for next stream. Maybe we're gonna do modular streams also, of course. We'll see. Next week is Easter, so I think maybe it's gonna be another day. We usually have been doing Thursdays, but maybe Wednesday next week. We'll let you know, guys. Okay, so I see there's some other questions maybe. What's this? Quick, everyone hide. New OP1 updates. Yeah, would be great. And I think that Vincent let you guys know that we're not done. Oh yeah, exactly. We're not done with the OP1 either, even though that's getting very much finished, but it's not. There's always room for stuff. Oh, JNFX. Hey, I have a. Where did I put this? That's cool. I want to show you guys something. Hello, JNFX from Mexico. Let's see if I can get that. So this here is. Oh, sorry. There we go. This thing here is, of course, the KO, the PO33. But have you seen this thing? So usually we use batteries, like high quality rechargeable batteries is recommended. But sometimes it might be good to use like a USB power as well. And then JNFX, I'm not sure how I say it, but JNFX from Mexico is doing these USB battery eliminators. So right now it's not on because I haven't plugged it in, but then I have a USB outlet here. And there we go. So now it's USB powered. And if I remove that, I'll show you. So it comes in two parts. This first thing here for the connectors, put that in, and then this little screw to tighten it. And I'm not sure this can be ordered anymore, so it might be dumb for me to show this, but maybe, yeah, exactly. Oh, let me get it. Then you oops, turn the screw to kind of fasten it, and now it's solid. And then it's a micro USB. Put that in. You got the light, and then you have USB power for your pocket operator, and it works with any of the units. Sorry if I'm out of the shot here. Yeah, so that's cool, and that's by yeah, a company, I guess, called, excuse me, I saw you in the chat here, JNFX, that, or space MX. So we'll put a link to that and see if it's available. Okay, so I have new drums in the Tonic. Hey Vincent, yeah, I know. I think we ordered a bunch of them, but we'll see. Maybe you can find a link for that. I don't know what the price is. I think it's it wasn't too expensive. It was quite affordable. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll do a like a small synchronized performance, and before I do that, there's some questions from Instagram that I want to address. Let's see where I have this. Oh. Oh, that's a handsome fella. Hey, can you see I cut my hair this week or yesterday actually? The things you do when you can't leave your house. Okay, so we have some questions here. It would be lovely to find a mountain. Says it would be lovely to hear some details on how OP1, OPC, PO work on the hardware level. Maybe something not deep, but like overview. A lot of DIY love T and might be interesting for them. Yes. Well, very briefly, Magnus mentioned that the code is C++. I think everyone here has super interesting angles, and I want to bring in people from the office. Last episode, we had Jonas, our OPC developer, or our main OPC developer in the stream, talking about a recent update. But I want to bring a lot of people in so you can get to know all of us. And this Find a Mountain, this is a good topic for an upcoming show. I'm not really the one to go too deep into the hardware. I'm a user, so I'll let somebody else talk about that. Insta Lonely Nerd, next week, PO Modular. Hey, this name I recognize. Look at this. We had... No, it wasn't. Oh, it was an introvert. I had a sync guide here that I was going to show you guys. Here, sync modes. For when connecting units together. I'm going to explain that a bit. But yeah, we're going to do modular streams soon. So it's coming. Fire right back at you, Kalle Lindman. Shamu, will there be more? Exclamation marks. That wasn't really a question, so I agree. Will there be more? There will be more. Michael Hell, how about an effects pocket operator? The concept would be to take any incoming audio and modulate it like the effects on the pocket operator. Beat, repeats. Yeah, exactly. That would be a given, right? Everybody would want that. We'll see. It would be a cool thing. Small operations. Yeah. Great minds think alike, right? Sketch Shirazi. Loving the series. Thank you. Workflow tips for longer patterns. Yes. I've got the metal series, but I only seem to do little 1-bar loops on them. Sure, I can do that. Let's make like a song together. Ordered the PO35 as my regular size Rudy. I ordered the PO35 as my first instrument ever. Wow, there you go, guys. New operator, thank you. It arrives on Friday, so I was wondering what tips you have for an absolute noob. Oh, wow. So if you have any tips, feel free to go to our Instagram and reply to regular size Rudy. Show her all your favorite do's and don'ts or how-tos, or just show her. You're always welcome to join the stream and partake in the creation of this. Jazz can tell us something about copying sounds and slices on the KO. Ricky Tina showed a trick of sampling a loop on the sound slot, trimming it, and then that video is awesome. We'll link to that. Is there a way to copy a single slice or to delete some slices to free up sample time? You can definitely copy slices. I don't think you can delete slices. I have to get back to you with that one. I think if you add a slice, it will add data. Maybe chat knows. Oh, regular size Rudy is in the stream. That's nice. Welcome. I'm reading the Instagram now, so I will have to keep up with the chat as well. If I copy a sample, will it use up twice the sample? Yes, I think it will. It will not be like a ghost copy. It will be a real copy using the the data. Okay, so let's see. What units should we use for the little experiment here? I want to have the tonic, but we can have one or two more. What do you guys think? Okay, JNFX says, yes, I'm working on your batch. I guess a new batch, right? So check out JNFX if you want to get the power adapter. Yeah, do the POFX small operations. Like a PO404. Yep. I haven't used the 404. I've seen it used so many times, and but I just haven't had it. But I think it's an intriguing instrument. I had the MPC 2000, and then I had the MPC 2000 XL, and then the 4000. But yeah, that was a while ago. But I haven't used the 404. Let's see. Okay, PO16 we have a request for. Actually, I have one here that's not open, so I can unbox it for you guys. Let's see. It's a bit dark, this angle, but hope you can see. So when you first got your pocket operators, the first thing we want you to do is just tear the thing up. For me, when I used to do a lot of workshops, I used to cut this open with an X-Acto, so it's glued here. I won't do it now, and then I could carry it like this. I used this as the case. But yeah, here goes PO16. There we go. And I need some batteries. Oh, really? Look at this. This is maybe why it wasn't opened. I found it laying in a discarded box, and I guess why. That's interesting. Okay, let's see if we can use it still. So maybe the sub, the factory, and the tonic. How about that? And then we need some, excuse me, some way to sync them. I think maybe this order. Oops. Oh, look at this. This is really bad. Yeah, no, I broke the 16. I'll see if I have another one. Yeah, that happens. Maybe we can use let's see where I can find it. I'll just go get some batteries. Or I might as well use the USB power. It's a bit fiddly, but it's really cool solution, I think. There we go. Put that in here. How you guys doing? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Yep, this is live. This is exciting. There we go. Need to get it inside of the thing. There we go. No? Okay. There we go. Okay, so we got the factory, the sub, and the tonic. And so let me get that screen up again. Where do we have it? Here we go. So here's an interesting thing that I found on the Pocket Operator Facebook group. A link by Lauren Coven, and it's from somebody calling themselves the introvert. And so here's an overview of the sync modes. So we want to sync 3 units together. Doesn't work like this. Okay. I'm on a Mac. I wanted to zoom in. Okay, like this. So the first one is going to be sync 0. Or sorry, sync 1. So that's the master. So this will be sync 1. And I have a regular stereo cable in here. And then next one, we want the music coming in, and what is this? Yeah, maybe we go with the official one, but this is sync 4. Oh, sorry, I get confused. Sync 5, there we go. So this is music coming in and sync to a PO and sending sync and music. Yeah, maybe more confusing than clearing, but so in here, let's see if we can fit all in the shot. And then last one, here to here. Actually, I'll take a longer cable because these are a bit too tight. There we go. What a nice setup. And I think the screen is a bit dark, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this sync 1, you hold the function key or the function button. In this case it says key here, and then press BPM once, and it says sync 1 on top. So this is the master, and it's sending a sync signal and the music. And this is supposed to be sync 5, because we want the music and sync, and we want to pass it on as well. So hold this button here, 3, 4, 5, sync 5, and then we want this to be sync 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just let me see what happens if I press play here, and then play here. Okay, we got something going. That's cool. And now we can adjust the volume. So I turn the factory up a bit, maybe to 11. This bass was really strong. And then this. There we go. And I want to start fresh, so I'll hold the function button and pattern. So now we only have this one played. And this is getting the sync signal. Click, 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 click. And this also, you can see that. And when I press here, they all stop. So that's cool. So let me stop them. Let's see. We can start with the synth. Maybe this. Okay, sounds cool. And what I want to do, maybe like that. Okay. Let's see if I start it. Maybe I can use that as a metronome. Oh, it changed the sound. That's interesting. Something like that. So I'll hold right. Almost. This was a bit late, so I want to remove that and press it. And then it's the wrong one, so there we go. So by holding a lit step, I can adjust pitch with the knob A. Okay, and then holding a step, and here I can set the note length, and it won't play longer than the next trigger. So, but right now, Okay. And if I hold right while it's playing, I can adjust the parameters. And you see that little tweak that I did is recorded. So over the 16 steps is recorded over the different steps here. Okay, I'll turn it down for a bit. Okay, cool. For the bass, something like that. Oh, and I need to clear the pattern. I'm restarting it so I know that they're in sync or in time. That I want to do. Okay, so I hold right. So I missed one. Okay. Let's go to an empty pattern here. There we go. Okay. Cool, and then some drums on this. So I go to an empty pattern and start them. Oops. Start this. I go here, press start, and then now I have the focus on the tonic here for a while. So we're at pattern 1. I'll clear this. See what kind of sounds we got from Jakob. Oh, nice. Cool. Nice sounds. So kind of what you want to do is you kind of build your drum kit, meaning you get your sounds that you want, and then you tweak the settings to get it where you want it. Nice. Okay. So I'll start with this. Oh, there's a lot of swing here. There we go. Okay, we got a basic beat. And let's see. Let's start the bass. Okay, cool. So we got a small pattern or small song going, but it's only one pattern long. So what we can do is copy and make some variations. So right now it's pattern 1 on this one. You can see the blinking. So I hold right to copy a pattern. You go right. So to copy the pattern you're on to another pattern, you go right pattern 1, it's blinking, to where do I want to paste it? So I want to paste it to 2, 3, and 4. So right now I have the same pattern on all the 4, the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can do a pattern chain. So pattern, I hold this and then press 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I can do now is do tweaks across not only 16 steps but 64 steps. Hello Mouse Potato, welcome back. This stream will be archived and you can watch it later, of course. There we go. Same here. I'm on pattern 1 and I go right pattern 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4. And then I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Let's restart them. And to restart, you always have to press play again, and then when you press play on the master unit, it will start the whole chain. So now we did a small tweak across 4 bars here. And the drums, I have this first pattern. And let's add something to pattern 2. So right pattern 2 to copy it to 2, and I can select it. It's already there. Like that bell sound. So I held right and then just triggered whatever sound I wanted to add into it. And then if I go sound and that sound, I can change the okay, so stop this. I love this when it gets stuck. So to copy, now I have pattern 1 here. Let's remove this. So I have pattern 1, pattern 2, and on pattern 3, I want to make another variation. So I go to pattern 2, hold right. So right pattern 2, since that's the one I'm on, to where? To 3. Okay? Right pattern 4. So now I copied pattern 2 to 3 and 4. Maybe change the snare. Maybe do a more advanced hi-hat pattern. And then for pattern 4, I want something like that, turning into a swing beat. We'll see. Okay, cool. So now I got 4 patterns. That's snare drum got crazy. Okay, so let's go back here, and I think I have to reset this to sync 5. There we go. And this to sync 4. Whenever you disconnect the cable, it will reset again, so you have to connect it. If you're performing live with Pocket Operators, you can prepare your setup and have it, have it connected, set the sync values to whatever you want, and then leave it there, and it's gonna be ready for your time slot when you perform or when you go up on stage. So if you want to prepare a bit beforehand, you can do that. But if you disconnect it, you'll have to do it again. Okay, so let's do maybe a pattern chain here on the drums. Do 1 1 1 1 2 2 3 3 2 2 3 4. Let's see how that sounds. And then we're just gonna do 1 2 3 4 here and 1 2 3 4 here. So press play, and now we should have something going if I press. You can hear the tweaks I recorded. Now it's shifted to the slightly funny bell pattern. And now it's gonna go. And then we have came back to the beginning of the pattern chain. So this is doing what, 16 patterns? This is doing 4, this is doing 4. And then while here, we can add effects. No, I'm not keeping any secrets. The digital dice. Do you have anything new? Oh, okay, yeah, that secret I'm keeping, or we are. So let's see what the chat has been up to. I caught on to Mouse Potato. Welcome back, man. It's good to have you here. Copy patterns, we did that. Anton, I'm using Miniso set of rainbow batteries. They are not rechargeable, but they look so cool with the POs. Yeah, you gotta go for looks sometime. Definitely. Yep, small operations. Right pattern copies the current pattern to wherever you select. Very good. Yes, same on all the Pocket Operators. Yeah, I think Plastic Man sounds. Don Quixote. They work in the monotone delay, Dine. Yes. I don't have that unit, but whatever small gadget you want to connect in this chain, it's fine. You just feel free to explore. especially if you're using a mixer. I have one here that's a passive mixer, so it doesn't need any batteries at all, which is good. But also it's kind of, they share, all the inputs share the same output, of course, but I don't know how it works. But when they share the channels, each get a bit lower volume. So just, you know, find a mixer that will work for you, but you don't need much. You don't need fancy stuff. Yes, the Korg products. There's a great app called Sync Control. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. It's very windy, so all our chairs outside just flew off the roof or our balcony. But my colleague's taking care of it. Yeah, hope I can get home all right. I think, so where was I? Yeah, the Sync Control app. That's good if you want pocket operator click, for instance with Ableton Link, because that accepts Ableton Link. You can have an old phone with a headphone up connected to a pocket operator, the first in the chain, and then you could have wireless sync for your pocket operators. And the monologue, I haven't tried it, but whatever speaks PO sync or like the Korg sync is the same. So it's basically a 8-note sync. So instead of like 16 clicks per, like 1 click per step, it's 8 notes, so it's every other step. Yeah, Vincent, we'll see what happened with the chairs. Vincent's working remote. Thank you so much for hanging in there all this time. I think PO35 hidden modes. Oh yeah, we can get into that, but I think it's actually getting a bit late here, so save all your questions and put them in the links or in the comments here, and we'll cover everything. For now, I think this could be a good way to, or a good place to end the stream. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in Midnight Operator. Episode 3 is in the bag. It's a learning process for me. We had 3 guests come in over Skype. It seemed to work fine. I'll re-watch the stream and see where we can improve. But thanks for building this together. There we go. Some improvised pocket operator live performance. Super easy to get started with. Choose your favorite. Just plug in a pair of headphones and get to jamming. We have tutorials for you. There's so much great content on YouTube or other places. We had vanbot. She taught you about, or she showed you her. She's gonna share more of her tips and tricks and her online workshops. Sounds interesting, so we'll see where that ends up. We had Jakob Hack show you guys a lot of stuff and a lot of sounds available from his channel. And we had Magnus talk about some fun memories of the PO PO 137 creation, for instance. So once again, thank you so much for joining in. It's been awesome. I'd love to have your questions. I'd love to have your feedback. I'd love to share your content. So if you do something that you think should be on here, please send it to us or link it to us. And I think we can end this the same way we came in, not with the crazy sound, but with a more controlled sound. So thanks, guys. See you again next week. I think maybe we'll do a Wednesday stream next week, but we'll keep you posted. So this is Midnight Operator signing out. See you soon again. Take care.
Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. And I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.